Hello, welcome to the 4 o'clock shadow. Hopefully, I'll be joined shortly by my guest, Mr. Rex. Do not see him yet. Did send him the link. Hopefully, we'll see him soon. Right, let's see. Christian as we speak.
Hello.
Hey, Rex, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Did I get the number right today? 578, right?
Yes, I believe that's right.
Okay.
Hey, man, let's cut towards you. This is sharp blade. It's not cutting straight at all, but maybe I'm rushing it.
Well, what do we got? Unboxing?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Something left on my stoop. Don't know what it could be. Could be the neighbor's mail.
Could be.
They have done that before. But I'm hopeful it's something for me. Throw this in the floor. Here we go. What you been up to today besides work?
Just working my ass off.
Ah, shoot. This is something for the neighbor, I think.
Was it?
Isn't it? Enjoy your bonus comic.
No, I don't think that's for the neighbor. Yeah, comic.
Yeah. Oh! This is something I got on eBay.
Oh,
I got a hardback book and a Action number 1, 1988, 50 years reprint of Action number 1 for a pretty good deal. Same person I got those others from. I've seen some of those go for like $50. You know, just we were talking about facsimile issues.
Oh yeah.
Darkness, my old friend is the hardback book.
Right.
That's what the title is. It's kind of like Pink Floyd, right?
No, that was Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, was it Simon and Garfunkel? Okay, all right. Took a stab in the dark there.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
A wild stab.
Wild, yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. There we go. The title kind of caught me, and probably got it for about 99 cents, or not much. Did I even see the Superman in that whole box? Let's see. I got that. Oh, I got this. Okay, here's this. All right. Don't throw away anything, right? When opening up,
just never know. Yeah.
Inspect everything.
Yeah, I almost lost a poker chip once that way.
Mm-hmm.
It was wrapped. It was I think taped to the back of the Gemini mailer or something. I didn't even realize until I was getting ready to throw it out.
Yeah.
Well,
You never throw those Gemini mailers away anyway, right?
No, yeah. Luckily, I was just getting ready to store it with the rest of them. I happened to look at the back of it. I was like, oh, that could have been in this box of Gemini mailers for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And probably, as much as you back, didn't even notice that you didn't get a poker chip, because that was probably an add-on anyway. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it was something
I'm
you
trying to
bought.
remember it. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
I
got
think
a
it was one of
Image comic.
PPP's campaigns. I'm not sure.
They gave me
What?
a Tribe #1, I believe, Image comic for a free book.
Oh, that's Strowman,
Yeah, Larry Stroman. Hmm.
right? That's right, Gale.
Used to
Hail
have that.
Dust.
Don't know if I have a, it looks like pretty good copy, black sensitive cover, as we like to
I
call it here.
platform
Hey
anyone
Doc.
except Captain Infinity.
Wow, this thing looks near mint, to be. It's not, as you know, that's not a new book. Look at
Hmm.
that back, man. All black.
Wow.
Put
Looks
that
like it's
back
in
on
good
there. It's
shape.
not boarded in bags, so I really don't want to touch it. And then the front, it's like near mint.
Nice.
Even the way they kind of sent it. Let's see. So have to put that in a board and bag. But here, a little bit of yellowing, around that. But I used to have this. This used to be like a 50, that thing you could pick up 50 cents. But I didn't have a copy. I have a bunch of Action Comic #1 homage covers, but I've seen these go for a good little bit,
Yeah.
about $50 maybe in near mint. This one's not near mint. It's a little yellowed but for what I gave for it, it's definitely worth what I paid for it, which was next to
Well,
nothing. Because that guy doesn't have much of a. Hey Doc, hey Gable Penny Shot and Doc Blaylock in the house.
yep. Already said hi.
Hey man, so bad that YouTube kicks him off. Yeah, that's me.
The only person I won't platform is Captain Infinity, and maybe Liam.
That you won't clap for?
Platform.
Oh, platform. Yeah, for. Yeah. How'd that come up in the conversation? Oh, Shadow Platform Directs?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't touch Finity either. And, you're probably right on the other.
Oh, I'm fairly certain I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know
Well,
trouble when I see
you have skin in the game, yeah.
it. I have no trouble when I
I
see it.
know, about a week or so ago, he was over on VIX for a short time, for a little bit.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Leland was, yeah. Finity,
Huh.
no, I know. I think Finity's on the out with Vic this week.
Yeah, they go back and forth, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. He sounds like he never wants to go back. But, you're going to like this hardback. And the cover to it looks near mint. He wrapped up all this, freeing it from the bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Because it's horror oriented.
Ooh, very nice. You know I love my horror.
Look at
yeah,
that.
there we go.
Darkness, my old friend. I thought yeah, and it's a wraparound. This is the book wrap.
Oh, like the dust jacket or whatever you call it?
The dust jacket, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know what year this was, but it's $34.95 regularly. But I didn't give near that for it.
Now, is it a graphic novel or just a straight up novel?
Limited edition, $100. This is the trade edition. Out of Chicago, published in Idaho. Well, Idaho, it's Chicago Street. Who published it? He's got a Route 666 t-shirt on. The Arthur. And has a cigarette in hand. 2016 edition, I guess first edition. Huh. Like a novel, I guess. I don't see any pictures. But
okay, so I was wondering, was it
cool dust jacket. You know,
Traditional novel or graphic novel or
the title and the dust jacket. Yeah, novel.
Okay.
Novel.
I still like to read a good book.
Horror's
It's a
historian and
finding
the
material,
hardest
no?
working man in horror fiction. So that's sort of his moniker.
All right.
Let's hear it for the pulps and just those magazines whose pages turn yellow and smell of their age, however they're kept. Interesting. Thought I'd give it I was definitely getting a deal with that book. I don't know that I knew the retail price was that high, but you know, to get a hardback as cheap as I was getting it, you know, and the cover, I thought I'd give it a shot. Although I probably paid a little bit more on shipping.
Yeah.
So that's what I got in, and a free book. I always like to get freebies, and like I say, I'm not sure I had a copy of The Tribe. Oh look, I look down here. Look here. Oh boy, I had a bunch of my Action Comics #1. I actually had an issue of this already. Look at that. You never have enough Action Comics #1 though.
That's true.
Yeah, this one's lower grade, but like I say, I got a better deal on it. 50 Years of Superman, celebrating 50 years of Superman. Came out in 1988. So now I have 2 copies.
Very cool.
Just happen to have some of the others here that I have. There's the Amazing Spider-Man Todd McFarlane cover.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's I don't know if this is like one of those box things. This is definitely thicker than that little 50-cent almost giveaway.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, Doc. Did you want the link, buddy? I can drop it in the chat or something.
Yeah. Yes. Now, Monday, when I get back over on my channel, will be Caroline's birthday.
Figure out how to do that again.
Ice Queen, Caroline.
It's her birthday. What about? Oh, it's tomorrow?
No, it's a Monday. It's next Monday.
Oh.
Yeah, and I already have that set up. Not on eBay because I can't even set it up in the future on eBay. Although I had one previously set up in December, and they didn't take that down. But very interesting. I have some more Action Comic #1 type things, but very cool. I'll have to price this one. I think I probably got a board and bag down here to put that Tribe in.
Link should be in the chat for you, buddy.
You know, I'm not so hard on Larry. No, was that way too early for that?
Yeah, because tail end of Image was, I mean, what, early mid-90s? 2000s? Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s, something like that, I guess. But yeah, I think Tribe came out probably 2-3 years into Image's big run. I don't remember exactly.
Just trying to find a board and bag down here. This Convergent #1 by Bolton cover. Brian Bolton cover. Swamp Thing Plastic Man. Gotta love that.
That's cool.
John Bolton. John Bolton? Is that his name? British artist?
Yeah, I think so. I was messing around. I said Michael Bolton.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, man, this woman.
One thing that I should be really glad of, but kind of pisses me off, really, are like the George Perez unpublished things or something that Marvel's like doing covers for, or probably even DC will after his death, you know.
Oh, sure.
I guess that's a pretty good thing for his family, though, right? They could purchase.
I mean, depends how
Piece.
much they're getting out of it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I doubt if Marvel's giving them much.
Well, it's just like there. It just seems like they're trying to take advantage, of they. I
Yeah.
mean, they give us subpar comics, right? With all this gobbledygook in there, all this woke
Mm,
stuff, and but they know what sells. They know a George Perez cover will sell.
oh, hmm.
So, and I just almost hate to. That I even saw a big George Perez book, some big edition with the, which is, tribute, fine,
Stamp on their board. Something.
but oil on my copy from my hands.
Yeah, dropped off the link, but I guess he didn't want to come in. So,
Well, he could be busy, but yeah,
yeah,
the Tribe #1 had that embossed cover, a gold embossing on it.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think these are extremely, sometimes they're dollar bin, but now comics, but this is like near mint. Of course, there's a lot of near mint ones of this out there, I mean, people been collecting, keeping stuff like that in pretty good shape for, about a decade at that point.
Right.
People really started taking care of their stuff, especially after the direct market came
Yeah.
about 1982, 83.
Yeah, I think it was more kind of mid, like 85 to 88 when I first started seeing like you could get your own bags and boards and
Well,
local stores.
for sure, some of that started early, and
Yeah,
but
but I mean, our
oh,
local stores didn't
I
have them
forgot I
until
had bought
a little bit
this
later.
at the $1.25 store. You might as well call it the $1.25 store. Presidents of the United States.
Oh,
At the time,
Rex really loved peaches.
maybe I got it because I'm related to a couple presidents. That might have been.
Yeah, you didn't find that out until recently, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was like the end of June, maybe when I first contacted her.
Oh,
William Henry Harris, the 9th president. William Henry Harris was a soldier on the U.S. frontier. Because Harrison, did I say Harris? Harris is our
yeah,
family name now, but
right.
Harrison, they changed it from Harrison to Harris. But our old name that we came over from England and Ireland and whatnot, got family, came over from England to Maryland, though, was Harrison. And there were 2 presidents with the last name Harrison, and I'm related to
Oh,
both. William Henry Harrison was a soldier on the U.S. frontier as a young man. He was the first representative in Congress from the Northwest Territory, most of today's Midwest United States. He passed laws that helped more settlers by land out west. His immigration speech, or no, I'm sorry, his inauguration speech was more than an hour and a half long. It was cold outside, and Harrison was not wearing a coat or hat. He caught a cold, which turned into pneumonia. After just 32 days as president, he died. That's pretty
yeah.
much. He was born in 1773, February 9th, in Virginia. He served just the 1 year, 1841. His vice president was John Taylor, who died in 1841, or he died in Let's see. John Taylor then became president. First vice president to become president because someone died in office. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've read these before. Let's see. And then you have to skip to the 29th president. That's easy to remember. 9th president to the 29th president. Is that right? That's not right, is it? 29th president was Warren G. Harding. That takes us up into the 20s, up into the 20th century.
No.
Okay, Benjamin Harrison. He was the 23rd president.
23rd. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Benjamin Harrison was the grandson of William Henry Harrison, the one that died in office a little over
lucky
a month.
He had kids before he died.
Yeah. The 9th president, let's see, he became president after a very close election with Grover Cleveland. So he split the terms of Grover Cleveland.
Ah. Project Grover.
Yeah. Grover Cleveland's on the $1,000 bill.
Oh, is he?
But after 1945, the $1,000 bill wasn't made anymore.
I didn't say I don't think I've ever seen a $1,000 bill.
Well, if you do, it's actually worth more than $1,000. It's worth about, I don't know what it's worth now. Last time I looked, people give about $1,200-$1,300 for a $1,000 bill as a collector's item.
Yeah. All right.
As President Harrison repaired American harbors and grew the Navy on both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, making it much stronger. He improved relationship with Latin America. He also opened more land out west for people to settle, which kind of sounds like his predecessor, right? That's the one thing that they said he did that month in office.
Mm-hmm.
More states joined the country while Harrison was in office than during any other presidency.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes Harrison was called the Centennial President because he took office exactly 100 years after George Washington.
Ah.
He was born in 1833 in Ohio. He served from 1889 to 1893. Vice president was Levi Morton, which he never, became president. Grover Cleveland became the 24th. He was the 22nd and 24th president, non-consecutive terms. He died in 1901, so we did get to see the 20th century.
Yeah.
Born in 1833, so he had a long life. Did you know electricity was installed in the White House while Harrison was president? He was so afraid of being electrocuted, and who can blame him with those old switches?
Yeah.
If he touched the light switches, that he'd often go to sleep with the lights on. Harrison stood up against Britain and Canada to protect fur seals in Alaska Bering Sea. So there you go. He protected the seals.
Oh, well, all right. I'll give him
Alaska Bering Sea.
I'll give him that. I can back that.
They wanted to smash little seal heads in. He wouldn't let them do it.
That's right.
Yeah. Pretty good legacy there.
Yeah, I'd say that was a noble thing to do.
It's odd. I'm related to probably the president that had the shortest term in office.
Yeah.
Eric,
but also the one that saved the seal.
And seal saver.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with Cheech Marin. He says, "Save the whales, shoot the seals."
Later, I've got to send my address because my sister's going to send me something, I guess, belated birthday present, Christmas present, whatever. And my mother's address because she's going to send her some pictures of my daughter with the new grandchild and some pictures of the family and stuff like that, and send her a card for Christmas with some information on the family now that she knows about her. And I said,
Right,
yeah,
right.
she'd
Oh,
probably
well, that's
appreciate
something I
that.
never got to ask you, Rex. Did your mom and dad ever get to meet your daughters and stuff before you got divorced and all that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I told my parents 1 month after she was born, so she was like somewhere around 1 month when they first, and from about 1 month old to about 8 years old, they had contact with Amber,
Oh, that's cool.
and the other girls, my two others now, my two adopted daughters. And I
Right.
had two stepsons by my second wife, there for a little while.
Hmm.
Uh, so maybe this will be a way that we can kind of bring the family together a little bit, because my my brother, he doesn't really share his family.
No.
Unfortunately, too much. And I was talking about that with my sister, that I felt like, and Mom expressed that when we were talking about her Friday night, briefly. Yeah, she was a little bit surprised. Like I said, she was like, "Sister, sister, you got a sister,"
Yeah,
She didn't say
that's
that,
how
but
it
she
is.
was like, "Sister," like disbelief that I had a sister.
Yeah.
She's probably scratching her head. I don't remember ever having a sister, you know.
Yeah.
There was
Wait a
only you
minute.
two. Uh, but I didn't want to beat around the bush. I wanted to go right into it, just like we talked about. I didn't want
Right.
to, like, because that's apprehension, right?
Yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off.
I just ripped the Band-Aid off, and I said, I got my sister got in contact with me recently. I didn't tell her when, that I'd known for months. No need for details like that. But
Right, right.
I think my mother would really, and in fact, my sister said last time we talked, which was late last night, I guess. I guess it was last night, not maybe the night before. Um, she said, well, when I come see you, we'll go over there and see her. And I said, I was hoping you would say that, because
Oh, that's
I
cool.
think she would really enjoy seeing my sister and talking with her, and maybe getting some of the answers to some questions she has.
Sure. Yeah, you never know.
And more than likely, her son is going to come with her. Now, like she said, no relation to her whatsoever, but really, I'm not either. I'm adopted, I mean, biologically, but
Technically, yeah.
I mean, I know they say blood's thicker than water, and I guess that's a big thing. Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. You have a covenant there, right?
Yeah.
When blood's involved, but really, blood's involved with everybody you meet, because we're all 17th. Scientists say we're at least 17th cousins to each other. We're all related. We're all part of one race, and that's called the human race. And I actually write that on every census, that the last couple of censuses that I've gotten, which only come around every 10 years.
Right. Oh, and the little spot
So
where it says race, you just put human.
human race, yeah, pretty much. Well,
Yeah, that's a good
I
answer.
tell them, it's something that's like class system. I thought we fought a war to get away from that. Of course, I don't know if it's the cynicism, or, I mean, is all history a lie? I mean, is there forgotten knowledge? I mean, you've seen a lot of the stuff that's out there. Are we being duped? In a lot of ways, I think we are being duped. There's so much
Well, I mean,
money.
the thing is, about the human race, even though we've been keeping track of history, and I mean, supposedly it was always supposed to be like a secret document or whatever. It's always the winners of wars and conflicts and what have you that
They give it right to
basically
history. Yeah.
write the history, right? So,
Mhm.
the view can be skewed, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Well, no doubt that there is unnecessary wars and drug money. I mean, not drug money, but I mean also trafficking and all kinds of evil, money laundering going on. Yeah, we just have. I think most people, or a great many people, I won't say most, but a great many people know that things aren't copacetic, the way they should be. That we have pretty corrupt, almost like a Warren G. Harding government. He was out. He was in a scandal, embroiled in a big scandal back in the 1920s before Coolidge took over. But there were. I mean, if you look in the Bible, there were good kings and there were bad kings. Most of them fell into stuff and were bad kings, but there was the occasional good king come along. Harding was a bad president from a lot of respects, and then we got Coolidge, which I think was probably the best president that we ever had in the 20th century. Maybe Reagan being a second in that. No person is the perfect. I know he was Native American, Indian, if you want to use that term, friendly. Rosetta was talking about that when I brought up Coolidge one day.
Oh, okay.
That he was good for. There were some presidents that were pitiful on Native American rights. And Coolidge, I've actually seen him in a big chief bonnet, and stuff. So
Right.
I guess that's, of course, all little boys back then probably grew up Western tales, and I mean, we grew up watching Westerns on TV, right? For a while.
Oh, yeah.
Western's very popular. And the Western lore before it ever hit TV was very popular. One of the earliest, Pancho, Vio, what was that? What was that?
Cisco.
The Cisco Kid, yeah.
Cisco
I have
Kid.
the complete collection of the Cisco Kid. I can't remember his name. He was even in the comics. I have some Cisco Kid comics, or at least one. That was an early 50s color. They're all in color, which was very expensive for that time.
That always surprised me, as old as those were, that they were all in color.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many people had a TV then, and especially a color TV? And then how big were the screens? I showed you that one from the early 50s that had a little round screen.
Yeah.
They weren't very big at all, but if you owned just a TV set, you were pretty well to do, or you made some sacrifices to get that boot tube. But if you had one in color, you were probably rich, to lavish that much on a box that put on pictures that, shows that were generally, most at that time, were in black and white anyway.
Yeah.
So that was really an expenditure to get a color TV for the very few things that were made in color back then. In fact, I can't think of anything that was, that they might have rebroadcast some, like National Velvet or maybe Wizard of Oz. But see, they didn't even do Wizard of Oz till the 60s. Really, till the 60s, they did not do repeat performances. And a lot of that stuff was done live. We'll do it live.
That's right.
at this point I play my trailer, but I think I've still got my old trailer brought up. Let's see if I can bring it up. Not everybody may have seen the trailer, and I'll give it one more viewing. How's that?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Bring it up there, and I'll share your screen.
All right. Let's see here. Let me think. What I want. Is it even possible? It's not even giving me that option. Let's see. Cancel. Let's see if I bring it up like that, then that blanks out my screen. I can't see. Technicalities. Let's see.
This man has the nerve to call me Apex.
Just occasionally. Just when you ask, oh, what's that? Oh, look that up. Oh, don't put me to work. That's kind of like Doc was doing the other day. Don't do that to me. I don't even Google for stuff. I'm lucky if I have a phone that works, And I mean, I almost wish we would go back to a simpler time. I don't know. It's too complicated. It's too complicated. Everybody, I kind of want to keep it a surprise. The stream I was struck down on Sunday, I actually played the trailer a couple times. So you got to view that. You got to see the trailer. You're exclusive, Got to
sneak peek. Yep.
Well, more than a peek, showed the whole darn thing, but
Yeah, I got to see it. Doc did a great job.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody was pleased that saw it. It's not as good as Octopus Cowboy, but it'll do, Pig. It'll do.
There you go.
Actually, the second Babe movie, while I'm on that, it's actually the anniversary of the second Babe movie that came out. I did enjoy those movies.
The pig?
The pig, yeah, the pig movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the thing.
I saw the first one. I don't think I ever saw the second one.
Really? Well, it's not too bad.
Okay.
There was a cartoon, I'd show it, but anyway, it says, while camping in the woods, the Human Torch is stomped to death by Smokey the Bear. It had to happen.
That's right.
It's the comment. Yeah. Only you can prevent forest fires.
That's right. Smokey told him. Johnny didn't listen.
All you had to do was flame off.
Yeah, that's all you had to do.
If Newsom was, if the Human Torch were alive today, Newsom should enact, don't fly over California because of their, dry woods.
Oh, yeah.
See, all that's unnecessary. All that is unnecessary. If they would just let people kind of police their own ground, clean it up.
Yeah. And if they would have stopped trying to manage the forest,
right.
For the longest time, they were managing the forest and they weren't allowing, they were putting out fires every chance they got. And all this. The forest naturally needs to burn sections of itself every so often to replenish the earth, to give the trees more
Absolutely.
nutrients.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There are reasons why natural forest
and with controlled burning, which can be done and cleanup. I mean, this stuff, piles up and dries out, and it becomes a fire hazard. And all these multi-million-dollar homes or thousands of homes destroyed needlessly. They're not really doing their job. On the spinner rack, November 26th, yesterday in 1981, you could have bought the Last Adventure comic that was full size before it went to digest. It had a George Perez cover. Adventure Comics presents Dial H for Hero. It was a Dial H for Hero. In fact, they stopped doing the Dial H for Hero run with that issue, sadly, which were characters created by the readers. George Perez, this wasn't the only cover that he did for Adventure Comics, but it was the last full-size Adventure Comics in the original run before it went to digest size for 2 years and then was canceled. It was issue 490. Very nice cover by George Perez.
Let me see. Maybe I can figure out how to embiggen you.
Well, I would have to share screen. No need to embiggen me.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what I'm trying to look for. What am I trying to look for? I've been sharing out quite a bit on Twitter lately that I've seen. There was a George Perez 1999 Hawkman kind of sketch that somebody put on there. That was pretty cool. Carter Hawk. Golden Age sketchbook. It says next in my Golden Age sketchbook. So I guess he's been sharing stuff in his sketchbook. I'll have to check him out and see what else he's got in that sketchbook. Some of those guys have quite a bit in the sketchbook.
Oh yeah.
11 p.m. Eastern, so that would be like midnight our time, Central, right?
Yes.
Mr. Goblin Girl, Boob Dan Hart, Dan Plegel, will be on with Matt over there on Metal Movies and Brewskis.
Oh, very cool.
Open the gates to the Goblin Girl episode 51 tonight. So midnight our time. I know that's a little late for you.
Yeah, I'll be in bed.
Dan on.
Yeah,
Dan likes to come on late. You know, I'm not saying he couldn't do early, but he likes to do late. You know, he's been on.
Yeah, he's a night owl, I think.
Night owl. Yeah. We were talking.
A lot of comics guys are, man.
Who was it that was saying they would like to try an ostrich egg?
Oh, I would. I've never got to try one.
Okay, was that you saying you would like to do that?
I don't think I was in on that conversation.
Maybe it was Doc that was saying that. Anyway, somebody was frying up an ostrich egg, and posting it. It said an average ostrich egg weighs around 3 pounds.
Oh wow!
Now I wonder if they're weighing the thick shell with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of
that. The yolk on that thing is like the size of a softball.
Yeah,
it's huge. About the weight of 2 dozen chicken eggs. So if you eat one of those things, you're really eating like 2 dozen regular eggs. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't look like that much to me, but I'll take their word on it. 3 pounds is, I don't know that that's the egg part, but maybe 2 dozen.
I'll be right back, Rick.
Okay, chicken eggs scrambled up would be 3 pounds. I don't know. Who was the last person to throw a pitch for the Brooklyn Dodgers? I said the Brooklyn Dodgers, not the LA Dodgers. It was Sandy Koufax. Sandy Koufax had a picture of him after he defeated the Mets 3-2. That was his 20th win of the 1965 season. Sandy Koufax for the Brooklyn Dodgers through the last out. Found that interesting. Babe Pig in the City. That was the second movie, and that was released 25 years ago on November 25th, 1998. I like the first Babe movie, and Babe Pig in the City. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, it's still picking you up on my mic a little bit though.
Okay. Yeah, a little electronic sound. Yeah.
It's not as bad as it was a minute
ago. I had forgotten about Nanny and the Professor as a show. That was on from 1970 to 71. I used to watch Nanny and the Professor with Juliet Mills. She was the nanny, of course. Can't remember the premise of it. And Richard Long, he was Professor Everett. Richard Long was the older brother, one of the brothers in Big Valley.
I'd have to see him.
Yeah. Well, he was the dark-haired one, and he wasn't the Bionic Man.
Right.
What is the Bionic Man's name?
Lee Majors.
Majors. Yeah, Lee Majors. I almost think of Farrah Fawcett Majors, to think of his name. The Smurfs, the Magic Flute, opened in the U.S. theaters 40 years ago in 1983. La, 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 la. Alien Resurrection premiered 26 years ago in 1997. Was that like maybe the third movie in the franchise? Alien Resurrection?
I think the first one was 1, 2, and it was Aliens, and then Alien 3, I think.
Maybe that was the fourth one in
Yeah, maybe.
The Price is Right, hosted by Bill Cullen, premiered 67 years ago, November 26, 1956, on NBC. Price is Right has been around since 1956.
Price is Wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
Was it Happy Gilmore?
CBS. Yeah, I never watched that.
You never watched
CBS,
Happy Gilmore? Of course not.
1991 premiered Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever watch Bad Santa? I've since seen Bad Santa. Bad Santa starring Billy Bob Thornton. He's from Arkansas. And Bernie Mac and Lauren Graham premiered in theaters 20 years ago in 2003. He doesn't care if you're naughty or nice was the tagline. Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Had the little black black elf in it.
That was actually not a bad movie.
Yesterday was Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home's anniversary. That came out in 1986. Excuse me.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that was the one with the whales, right? Had to go back in time to save the
whales. Back to save the whales.
I'll share it another time, but Joe Kubert, I found a drawing where he drew Spider-Man 2099 by Joe Kubert. He's going up against a giant mechanical spider. That was pretty interesting. That he
can pull it up. Oh.
That's what she said. Disney's Flubber. Now, it's not the original Flubber. It was the remake starring Robin Williams, premiered in theaters 26 years ago in 1997.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember when that one came out.
MTV Unplugged premiered 34 years ago in 1989. You probably watched some of that. And I know Doc will appreciate this and probably knows about it. Casablanca, starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, premiered 81 years ago. November 26, 1942.
What year did you say for MTV premiered?
That was 1999. NBC first, the network television premiere of Home Alone was shown for the very first time on TVs in 1993. That was a big movie, Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
And the remake did pretty good too. I mean, not the remake, but the sequel, right? All those movies.
They did like a third one, I think, with a different.
Yeah.
It wasn't as
I believe
good,
you're right about that.
It was still.
I found a picture of Al Capone playing the banjo in Alcatraz. He played the banjo in the 1930s when he was incarcerated in the inmate band. Isn't that wild? Guy had talent on the banjo. He probably went around playing Deliverance. Yesterday was Verdi Lambert's birthday. Most people won't know who Verdi Lambert is, but she was the first producer of Doctor Who. I think she died in like 2011. She was born in 1935. So had she still been living, this is easy for me to calculate because my mother was born in 1935. She was the age of my mother. She would be 87. But sadly, I think she contracted some kind of cancer and passed away in 2011. But she was the first producer of Doctor Who. And I actually have her autograph, which is a very hard autograph to obtain, really. And it ain't cheap. Not just her autograph. I got a bunch of other autographs with that.
I mean, I comics, but I don't really consider that like.
Say that again?
I said I have a bunch of signed comics.
Yeah, side comics, yeah.
Autograph collecting, you know what I mean? It's a different.
Well, I've collected, like, I've got Joan Collins, I got Sophia Loren's, I don't know if Sophia Loren ever did, but she's a big name, and it was cheap enough at the time that I bought it. I got Dirk Durock, who played Swamp Thing in costume for the second movie.
Right. So your signed pieces.
Yeah, I'm not hearing everything you're saying there, brother.
Time to.
Yeah, bounce out and come back in, if you wouldn't mind. Maybe that'll help with your audio there, because it's hard to hear you. Been a lot of interesting postings lately. Let me see what the chat's saying. Chat saying anything interesting? And I won't have to let him in. Isn't that something? Because he's a moderator. Ha ha. See how lazy I've gotten? I wish I could share this. I have no idea. This is not Batman 1966 movie poster. And they have Batman in red instead of gray, up here and the legs on the poster. I don't know why. It's weird. I've probably seen that before, but
anyway, what I was trying to ask you, was do you count your signed artwork and comic books and stuff as part of your autograph collection, or do you count those as just signed artwork and comic books? Because technically
You
it's
know,
autographed, right?
I mean, I have autographs on original artwork. I've got autographs on production artwork. I've got autograph on DVD covers. You know,
Right,
I
but
mean, I've
that's what I'm saying. Do you still consider that an autograph? Because for me, I never considered that like autograph collecting. If I was buying a signed book, it's just because I like the creator and I want a signed book from them.
well,
It's not
yeah.
like
If you had a hardback book signed by Stephen King, wouldn't that be autographed?
well, yeah, but I it'll only like comic books and stuff have I ever done like signed books and
Right.
signed pieces of art. I've never expanded that to like movie stars and TV people and
Right.
rock
Well, I
stars.
mean, but see, like Joan Collins, I have her autograph. She was in B-rated sci-fi movies. She was in Space 1999, and she was in the original Star Trek. Not a lot in sci-fi, but enough to be of note, especially the Harley and Ellison story in Star Trek. Um, like he didn't sign it on the plastic. That's what I like. He signed it on the insert here. All these movies
Yeah,
signed by Bill Black. Big guy in comics for decades, you know, for
yeah, that's cool.
for over 50 years in comics, in some way or another, especially the independent comics. Got the longest running film force, over 200 issues in,
Yeah,
40 years, 200 issues of that. That's quite an accomplishment. Um, I consider this part of my autograph, no matter what it's signed on. I got Adam West to sign my t-shirt because that's all I had. And I picked that
right.
t-shirt up earlier that day. And it was actually a knockoff shirt. It wasn't an official DC release, you know, but it had the
Right.
old Batman logo on it,
Cool.
So I had him sign it right here on my stomach.
There you go.
And I had it hanging above my bed, and I think somehow my wife took it, or I don't know, man. Kind of like my prairie dogs disappeared. I had 2 prairie dogs, and they disappeared. She said she killed one of them, and somehow the other one got out when I wasn't there. Just these
Okay.
crafty women. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of presidents, Abigail Adams. Now that was the wife of the second president, right? Talking about George Washington in 1790, and that was probably when they were in office, because I think George Washington died in 1793. So just a few years before his death. But when
Yeah.
he was out of office, she said, he is polite with dignity, infallible without formality, distant without haughtiness, grave without austerity, modest, wise, and good. So that was her words, writing about George Washington. Kind of interesting. And her husband was vice president for him. So she should know. Did I lose you, Shadowhawk, or are you just being
Sorry.
silent?
No,
That's fine.
I got distracted by the dog over here. I don't know what she was
Oh,
doing.
was the
Sorry.
dog barking?
No. She was just acting strange. I don't know what was going on.
No,
Yeah, she does it every now and again. So.
not like rolling on the carpet vomiting, right? Strange.
No. Just like come through like she's looking for something important. Like it's like what the hell are you looking for? Just move around the room, look around, and then just go lay back down. Like
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, maybe she hears something you don't hear, sensitive hearing. You can
Yeah,
still
yeah,
sign
maybe
up
she
for
is.
Absolute One Stormy Night. Jason Bascom dropping a
Hell yeah.
picture of the Samurai Priest. So that should be interesting when that one kicks off. I think that's going to be a short one. I think that's going to be like Doc Blaylock's doing, kind of a short one, not a very hefty book.
Well, Jason's got to find a happy medium, man. His last 2 books have barely been able to be folded.
Yeah. I mean, his stock is probably the thickest in CG, right?
Dude, crazy.
Yeah.
I got multiple copies of those things. Yeah. If the only way to flatten them out would be to put like a 400-pound weight on top of them.
Well, gradually, I'd say gradually. It takes.
Oh yeah.
I still have hopes that you could probably flatten that thing out over time without damaging it.
Oh, I think so. And if you pack
it's
it
going
into,
to take a while. It may take a couple of decades.
But if you bag it and board it nice, you put it into a good, storage container, and just keep it tight in there, and remember to rotate them every now and again. They probably flatten out fine.
The Sunday, the show that got us struck off. If you want to see the trailer, it's still up over on Twitter. You may have to scroll down a while, but it's on my profile page. In fact, you know what? I'll put it right up to the top. I'll just repost the thing because I had not reposted it. So there, I'll put it right up to the top for everybody. If you want to go see the trailer, you'll have to find, maybe go ahead a little bit. But I think we covered all this yesterday.
Okay.
I'm going to go back here because I think there's some more information I want to share. And find it. Okay. Find the actual thing here. Oh, 50th edition value. 1982 Sears Wish Book has the glow worm.
Oh yeah. My oldest daughter had one.
Your oldest daughter had a glowworm. Yeah.
Back in 1984, 85. Yeah, that was her favorite toy when she was a baby.
Debuting 34 years ago, America's Funniest Home Videos in 1989 on ABC.
Oh God, yeah, I remember watching that crap.
In 2000, the network premiere of James Cameron Titanic was on NBC for the very first time. Number one movie of all time was the thing for that. I think that garnered more Academy Awards than the Cecil B. DeMille's Ten Commandments.
Yeah, I think it did.
Finally overtook that great movie. 1979, they had a Sylvester the Cat becomes the mascot for 9 Lives Dry Cat Food.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Of course, I mentioned Star Trek 4 premiered 37 years ago. And I did go to see that at the theater. I watched all those Star Trek movies.
They put creatures in our years, Captain.
Rookie of the Year premiered on Fox prime time in 1997. I don't know if you remember that. Can a 12-year-old kid pitch for the major leagues?
Nope. Don't care. Didn't care that.
Yeah. Speaking of pigs, Charlotte's Web. There were pigs in that. The magical story that enchanted millions comes to television, CBS. In 1976, I watched that when it came out.
That was another Wilbur.
Hello, Wilbur. 4 Christmases. I didn't see that. Vincent Vaughn was in that. Reese Witherspoon. 15 years ago, 2008.
No, I wouldn't have signed. I wouldn't have seen that anyway. If it's got
I hadn't seen that.
Reese Witherspoon. No. Ugh.
Battlestar Galactica with guest star Lloyd Bridges as Commander. What's his name? Tree. What'd they call him? Commander Tries. What was his name?
Nah, you got me. What is it?
And I just watched all that Battlestar Galactica stuff, the remake and the.
How is it spelled?
They have it here. Bloodthirsty Commander Tries to lead Galactica on a death mission.
Tris? Mate, I don't know.
What was his name? I'm trying to think of what his name. Adama engages a fierce conflict with the hot-blooded commander of another Battlestar who's obsessed with leading both ships in a suicidal attack on the Cylons. Special guest star Lloyd Bridges.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on TV in 1978. And that was the disc that was the episode and disc that was messed up on my sets, Shadowhawk. You know, the Cylon sets back here behind me there with the Cylon face on the box.
Right. Yeah, you told me one of the discs was messed up or two of them.
Yeah, it has a lenticular eye strip, you know, where it'll go.
Cool.
Lenticular. Yeah. I've got a couple of those, by the way. But the disc was messed up. I went to Walmart, bought the set, brought it home, got to that point. The disc was messed up. I returned it. I did that 4 more times and all 5 sets at Walmart. I was the only one that bought a set at that particular Walmart. I bought all 5 of them over time. Kept taking them back because that same disc was messed up on all 5 sets. And I said,
really? Wow.
Yeah. And the last one I just kept because, you know, there were no more replacements.
Right. And obviously they never realized it was a mistake because
factory defect. Yeah. But now later, a woman at the church, her brother had one and she had that. And, you know, I bought it and it had a good disc in it. So, you know, I completed, but now, you know, like I said, I bought the other thing for like $25, the whole complete thing, just for the convenience of it. So I wouldn't have to play these sets. And I also have it on Blu-ray. And then that's also got Battlestar Galactica 1980. I think there were 15 episodes with that.
Yeah, I don't think I saw any of those.
Well, like I say, the one that stood out in my mind that I really remember, and yeah, it had the motorcycles that could fly. It was kind of like chips in space, you know. You know.
Chips.
They would hit those boosters and take off just like a Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had the episode where Starbuck cobbles together these 3 Cylons to make one good one because they've both kind of gotten a battle and crashed on a deserted planet. Cylons, eventually another ship shows up. He's convinced this other Cylon to destroy the other Cylons, and then they're both stuck on the planet together, and that's what happened to Starbuck in the end. He gets deserted with a Cylon friend on a kind of a desolate planet. Who becomes
there was another one too where they went back to like a western, like almost like you know, they were back on Earth type western town, and there was the Cylon sheriff, I think.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think, what was his name? Red something. He had a name.
I think they called him Red Eye, wasn't it?
Red Eye, yeah. Which kind of makes sense because there is a Red Eye whiskey, right, or whatever. Give me a shot.
Well, yeah, plus the Cylon's eye.
Yeah. Apollo outdrew him and blew him away. Carrie says Charlotte Webb was my favorite book as a child. I read it over and over. Yeah, it was a real popular book. I probably
that was my first date when I was a kid. I took my my pastor's daughter to go see Charlotte's Web when we were both about 9 or 10.
Now, I didn't watch this, but Nutcracker, the motion picture, opened in theaters 37 years ago in 1986. Nutcracker, which is the
I
motion
never
picture.
did like that title.
Huh?
So I never did like that title.
Yeah, I get it. There's actually some Nutcracker what do you call them? Candy dispensers. Yeah.
Oh,
They're clicks. They're not Paz, but they,
no, they look like a traditional nutcracker, but they dispense
yeah.
candy instead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Huh. I haven't seen those.
Groundhog Day made its premiere on ABC. That movie just repeats and repeats and repeats, and it's okay. It's not one of my faves, but it's
I like that movie.
McDonald's came out with holiday huggable Muppet Babies in 1988.
Yep.
They've come out with just about everything. 1979, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July first aired on ABC in 1979.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I love those Rankin Bass shows.
Yeah, those little Rankin Bass cartoons were cool.
In 1999, 5-year-old Elan Gonzalez was rescued while floating in an inner tube off the Florida coast, beginning a custody battle over whether he should remain in the United States or return to his father in Cuba. We sent him back to Cuba. Had he set
Oh,
up
yeah,
with a
I remember that.
Democrat, they would have kept him in the States. But no, we had to get rid of that and send him back to a communist country. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they came in and took that kid with like the was it FBI or ATF or something? Come and took that kid out of his house.
How do you say it? Cuisinart? The food processor?
Cuisinart.
Cuisinart introduced its food processor, that kind of cut things up and parade them. And in 1973, which, you probably spent good money back in 73 for one of those. That was a luxury item. And like I said, I don't know if you caught this yesterday. November 25th was in 1940 was Woody Woodpecker's made his debut in the animated short Knock Knock.
Oh, wow.
And that's when Woody Woodpecker looked really goofy.
Yeah, he had the fat legs.
The big bill and the sort of like pear-like body and fat legs. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like the weird little like machine man legs or something like this.
I think he had the laughing part of it though.
Yeah, I don't think it was what's her name though, Walter Lance's wife that ended up doing it later. It was a different one.
Yeah. In 1977 on ABC, they showed the Partridge Family and My Three Sons reunion special, which I probably watched, but don't remember. I loved My Three Sons and I love the Partridge Family. Yeah, I thought it was groovy. It was kind of groovy at the time, wasn't it? With all the music and everything. Trying to go on eBay and find that Spotlight Comics that didn't you say you have a Marvel Spotlight number 5, the first appearance of Ghost Rider and his origin?
I believe so.
Yeah, you could sell that key issue and get quite a bit for it. Just saying.
Really? Oh, okay.
Depending on the condition. Would you say yours is in maybe fine condition or?
I'd say it's not
You
very
don't really?
fine. It's probably good to fine. So
Okay.
it's
Well,
not
a
real beat up, but
4.0 is
it's an older one.
4.0 is $1,100
Oh, I
graded.
think it might get a 4. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
Well, it's a black sensitive cover, so it's kind of hard to keep in good shape, right? Especially
Yeah,
as old
that's
as
the
it is.
problem, especially with them older ones.
Now, the Marvel Spotlight #2 was the first appearance and origin of Werewolf by Night. I know I have a copy of that. I had a
Yeah, I don't have that one. I don't
I
think.
had a nicer copy in. I'm surprised at that. I actually got that not too long ago, maybe
I do have the
5,
Marvel
6 years.
Spotlight on Moon Knight and the Marvel Spotlight on Blade as well.
Oh yeah,
Magazine size. Yeah.
oh that's good. Magazine, okay. Marvel Spotlight #32. Now I have multiple copies of that. That's the first appearance and origin of Spider Woman, and those are going for a good little bit. And I've got those in a
Oh
range of conditions, but I've got probably a near mint or pretty close. High
yeah, I
grade,
got a couple of those.
at least one.
I think one of them's pretty high grade.
You might get about $1,000 for it graded. I'm just saying. If you wanted some instant money, you know.
It's not
Here's
instant money, dude. I'm gonna go spend money so I can try to make money, and then it might sit there on the internet for fucking 2 years. It's not instant money.
well, uh, you
Just
know,
because the
put it.
value goes up because you had it graded doesn't mean it's instant money.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's instant if you put it up for auction in the raw, but you won't get as much for it probably. Um,
Well, I mean,
but
and
I get
even that's not necessarily guaranteed instant, because
you. Yeah.
people may not bid on it. You you don't know.
Well, depending on what you get, if you put it on 99 cents, people are going to bid on it. Of course, you might lose it at 99 cents too.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with a minimum, bid of
Yeah.
some sort.
Yeah, well, your minimum is probably going to be pretty reasonable, though. You'll get some, on key
Oh
issues
yeah.
like that. People,
I'm not trying to kill nobody on these things, but I also don't want to rip myself off.
here's a 1.8. See, that you could got that 4.0 for a little bit more or whatever. They want like 1,079.99
For a
for a
1.8.
1.8. That's not very
Wow.
good condition.
Well, shit. I guarantee mine's at least a 1.8.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's got to be
You can
way
say,
better than
well,
that.
I look, I wasn't, I was not like, make money to spend money. I was thinking make your CG project dreams come true with the sale of one item. Would it be worth it?
Well, that's
See,
true too. But I
because you
mean,
can get Ghost Rider's first appearance
right?
in
But
reprint form.
you gotta have somebody that's got the money and is willing to buy.
Yeah.
When you're ready to sell, that's the thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get it. I've had items up on YouTube for like 2 years before I've
Hmm.
ever sold them, But then also it's been like test covers, like approval covers, things like that generally people don't know about. I tell them it's production artwork and they go, now is this original artwork? Because everybody loves original artwork.
Right.
Um,
No, but it is probably one of a kind at this point, right? Because especially like when you have the separate steps of color separation, and you even got acetates on some of them and all that kind of stuff. So
right. Now some of it's or there might be extremely limited 2-3 copies out
yeah,
there.
maybe a couple in existence.
Marvel
So,
Spotlight #28 was the first Moon Knight 1976 solo series. A lot of the Marvel spotlights and things due to the title, I think, are overlooked. But they have a lot of key
maybe it
issues.
wasn't Marvel. What was it called?
Marvel Premiere, maybe you're thinking?
Was that the magazine size one?
No, no, no.
No, these are
Magazines.
These are magazine size. Like I
Yeah,
said, I
they
got Moon Knight, I got
probably.
Blade, I got.
I'm not seeing any magazine under Marvel Spotlight, so it must have been called something else.
It's got to be something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason that name popped into my head, but I don't know. I'll have to dig them out and figure out what
Marvel
it was.
Spotlight number 9 from 1980 was the first appearance of Mr. E. That sounds like a Steve Ditko character. Let me look at that.
I don't think I know who Mr. E is.
Why are they calling it Mr. E? It's Captain Universe.
I don't know. Was he named Mr. E before they changed it? I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's the first appearance of Captain Universe. I thought the first appearance of Captain Universe. Well,
Maybe
okay,
maybe
it's a
Mr.
captain. It's Marvel Spotlight on Captain Universe. It must be another character in the
That's what I
book
was just gonna. Yeah, I was just
called
gonna say it's
Mister E.
probably.
I
Yeah,
don't know who
probably
Mister
whoever
E
he's
would be.
fighting or something.
Yeah, it looks like a shadow creature that takes over people and make them shadow people somehow.
Well, there you go. So that's the bad guy.
When
So
shadows fall, or when shadows fall is the
Shadow
title.
King. That was the name we were looking for the other day.
Shadow King from the X-Men. Yes, you are
Yeah.
correct, sir.
God dog it.
I knew it was King something.
I did too. I couldn't think of what it was. And duh, it's half of my own name.
Now, Marvel Spotlight on Deathlock the Demolisher.
The
That has him
Demolisher.
going
I
up
thought it was
against
Deathlock the
another
Destroyer.
Rich Buckler creation, Demon Slayer. And he later became a defender. Remember Demon Slayer?
Oh
Or
yeah, I
Devil
remember
Slayer? Devil Slayer?
Devil Slayer. Yeah, Devil
Yeah,
Slayer.
Devil Slayer. I misread that. My bad.
Yeah.
Here's a 9.8. They want $899.99 for it. And I mean, these mid 70s
Wow.
Bronze Age books and 9.8, good, great condition like that. Who can blame them,
Yeah. Again, you got to find somebody willing to pay the price, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people like, here's a rough looking, I can tell without even blowing up that picture, Marvel Spotlight number 5. Of course, you can ask what you want. It's got 10 watchers on it. $840, 1972. It's pretty rough looking shape, though. But I'm just saying that book's worth some money. If you wanted to, like, kind of kickstart the money thing off, to generate money, those few key issues like that. I've been really wanting to sell my Harley, but I don't want to do it till I get it graded. But yeah, I can put it in the raw and,
I mean, I don't mind putting it up in the raw and taking a little bit of hit on that. I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's
to me. I really, I just don't see spending the extra money to go send it off, get it graded, possibly have it get it fucked up while it's in somebody else's hands or disappear in the mail. And then, okay, I finally do get it back. I put it up for sale, and maybe it's there 2 or 3 years before anybody even looks at it. So,
yeah, you're a little bit more cynical than I am because I mean, I've sold.
No, I'm just more conservative with my money. I've got kids and shit to look out for, dude. I got bills to pay. I can't afford to be just playing around, investing money over here and over there. Like, oh, this is gonna pay me eventually. Well, I don't have eventually. I've got shit I gotta pay every month.
Well, I mean, we're talking 30 something dollars, maybe 40 tops. That's with shipping back to you or something. I mean, it's not that. I mean, you spend that much
Again,
on
you're
a
sending
campaign.
it off to whoever's gonna grade it. You don't
Well,
know
I
how
would
they're gonna
only
treat
send
it,
it to
and
CBCS,
you gotta trust the U.S. mail or
yeah.
right. But you gotta
Okay.
trust
Well, I
FedEx
mean,
or U.S.
your
mail or
other
whoever else you're gonna use.
I get it. I mean, I was just thinking, I guess last night, yesterday or something, maybe early this morning, who knows, it all blends into one thing for me. That because I was looking for this. I'm not necessarily looking for Marvel Spotlight. I'm looking for that old Golden Age comic called Spotlight Comics #1.
Mm.
And I'm not seeing it, but I'm seeing a lot of Marvel Spotlight, which,
Well, it
and I'm
might just
seeing
be
the high
because
prices that they're at least asking for some of these graded and non-graded books. And I thought maybe he's willing to give up a Ghost Rider #1, or maybe he's willing to give up, some other key issue that's you can
oh yeah,
find
but
elsewhere.
I told you everything except for my horror stuff and my CG stuff. My whole collection is up for sale. It's just a matter of getting it, you know, up there, organized, photographed, all that good bullshit.
Oh,
I
here's
haven't
a
I haven't
Marvel
gotten there yet.
Spotlight #32, first appearance of Spider-Woman and Origin. Mark Jeweller's variant, 1977. You
And
remember the Mark Jeweler?
that's because of the advertisement, right? That was in the middle of the books.
Yeah, the military rings, they were sold on
Mm,
military bases and
yep.
generally not kept in good shape, So
Hmm.
it's hard to find Mark Jewelers, and I mean, it's not impossible, but in high grade, let's put it that way.
Oh, I had no idea they were like collectible things. I thought it was
Oh
just a
yeah, they're
jewelry
they're
thing.
they're worth a little bit more. I mean, it depends on what it is, especially if it's a key issue. Like if you got the first Moon Knight as a Mark's Jewelers variant, which there are out there. I know that one's a Mark. Maybe, I think Incredible Hulk #181 was
Wait, which run of Moon Knight?
the original first appearance in Werewolf by Night.
Oh, I thought you said
Yeah, what
Moon
was
Knight
it?
number
Werewolf
one.
by Night #32. Who knows what I say anymore? I don't know. I don't even know what I say.
I thought it was 28 for the Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night, or is that something else?
No, I think I just saw it. Let me look.
I don't know. Shit, I get confused on the numbers sometimes.
Yeah.
Not 28. It might be 32. What was 28 then? That was something else.
You know what the first Marvel Spotlight highlighted? Red Wolf. You remember Red Wolf? The origin of
Yeah,
Red Wolf
Red Wolf used to hang out with Tiger for a minute.
from the Avengers.
Yep.
Also, right?
Yeah, I think he got brought into the Avengers because he was kind of Tiger's sidekick. And when she came in, he came in.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of a wild mix-up, isn't it?
Yeah, it was different.
You got a Marvel
I
movie
always thought Red Wolf
Spotlight.
was kind of cool though.
Yeah, right. I like Red Wolf. I think that had a Neil Adams. It says Neil Adams art. I know it had a dope Neil Adams cover.
Oh, wow.
I used to have that one. I don't think I do anymore. I think I don't have the first appearance of Ghost Rider, but I do have a second appearance of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And I think I have a number 14, maybe, which isn't going to be worth a lot, but still an early issue.
I got a Ghost Rider #1, but I gave that to Rosie as a present 2 years back, so it's not mine anymore.
His first appearance. Oh, you're talking Ghost Rider in his own title, though, right?
Yeah,
not his
Ghost Rider
first appearance.
No, not his first appearance. His very first.
Oh, you think
one.
you still have the Marvel Spotlight? I was just thinking out of the box that, well, that might be a way for you to finance.
I think I might have the Marvel Spotlight as well. I have to go back and look through those.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I've considered. Oh, here's a Jim Comics #1, 1.8, 1945. Not the one I'm looking for, but it is a Golden Age book. Jim Comics. Wow. Mm-hmm. They want $405, $690 to ship it. Yeah, I'd rather pay a little bit more shipping on something that old. Make sure.
They only want $6.90 to ship it. Fuck no, I'd be paying more than that just for the insurance on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Werewolf by Night #1. I know he used to have like stuff like that, but maybe not anymore. 389.95. Let's see, that's an
Wow.
8.0. Yeah, I mean, some of those early Werewolf by Nights. I know I've got a Marvel Spotlight #2 with his first appearance, Neil Adams cover. Lower grade, but not that bad, really. Maybe mid grade. That's worth some money, you know.
Yeah, shit, dude. From what you're telling me right now, yeah, even a 4.0 was going for like almost $900.
Well, here's a 7.0 at $375. You know, that's what they're asking. Now they want $25.99 for shipping from Canada, though.
Yeah,
and that's probably low on the shipping. Last time I shipped anything to Canada, it was $28.
Well, dude, they can ship to us cheaper than we ship to them.
Yeah, I get that.
That's
now, Marvel Spotlight #12 was the first full son of Satan in origin.
Could it be Satan?
Exactly. Ooh, here's a Jim Comics graded from 1945. It says bondage cover. I really haven't taken a good look at it. $399.99.
Can all be yours today for the low price of $399.95.
Yeah, I wish it was $399.95 and not $399.95.
Oh, it would. Well, it would just be $399 extra $4.
Marvel Spotlight #6. I guess that's what I have. Second Ghost Rider. First Satan's Servants. 7.5, $368.
Servants of Satan.
I doubt mine's 7.5 though. Yep. But it could be. Press and grade that thing.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look through my Ghost Rider. I think most of them are at least, I mean, they gotta be at least 4 to 5s. I mean, not in bad shape.
That's pretty decent. That's readable. That's holding together good.
Marvel pages are still pretty white, not too much yellowing, stuff like that. Yeah.
Marvel Spotlight #6 is the first Star-Lord in comic book form, because he kind of made his debut in the magazines, like you were talking about.
Now, is that the same Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Galaxies, yeah.
Because there's another Star-Lord, right? Was that a DC one where he's got the weird, like, Finny costume?
You're thinking Starman.
Where he's like purple and yellow or something.
Well, he's had many different iterations, but he's Starman.
It's Starman, okay.
They even did there was even a wild looking Starman figure, I think with a top hat and cane, that was in Vertigo.
Oh wow. Okay.
That was kind of popular. I mean, with some folks, but I didn't.
I had no idea.
I'd have to take a look.
The only one I remember was the weird looking, like, he had like some kind of crazy like finned thing going on with his cowl and his, you know, his mask, cape, headgear, whatever you want to call it. He had a weird like fin thing going on, and like,
and they made an appearance in the Defender, or no, you're talking DC. Well, I know blue and yellow, the one.
I swear, I thought his name was Star-Lord too. No, I know the one you're talking about from Marvel, but this one, I think it was
red
DC,
costume with a pin on the top, maybe with a star on his chest.
The Marvel one?
That's DC. That's Starman.
Oh, okay. No,
he goes all the way back to the Golden Age.
Right. I'm saying Star-Lord. I swear this guy was called Star-Lord. But he didn't. He was not the Guardians of the Galaxy one.
Right.
I don't know. And I could be wrong on who put it out too. I'm not sure.
They have a bunch of that Moon Knight 28, because he had a TV show, and Werewolf by Night had a movie. So they have a lot of that. And
Oh
Spider,
yeah, people
I
who are
don't know why.
trying to.
First appearance of Spider Woman, she's just popular. But you know, it's good to look through here and see how many copies. I see here. Here's a Marvel Spotlight Frank Miller signature. So that's volume 2, number 7. I knew he did one of those covers. I was looking at that and I was like, no, that's I think it was Bill Layton and maybe Joe Sennett, or it might have been even Joe. It just said Joe, so maybe it was. Oh, the first Darkhold. The first Darkhold. Now that Darkhold kind of played into a couple of seasons of, or at least one season of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's Marvel Spotlight number 4 was the third Werewolf by Night and the first Darkhold. So that would be one I'd be interested in, because I think the first Darkhold would probably first appearance of that would probably, and nice Michael Plug cover, man. He did all those kind of a Frankenstein, and him bursting in with Frankenstein there. Werewolf, Marvel Spotlight, Werewolf covers back then. It's hard to beat those early appearances of Mike Plug.
Oh yeah, dude. I like
Werewolf by Night
a lot when I was a kid, man.
Here's a 6.5 for $285. You know, for a nice looking book like that, and where it being Werewolf by Night, but not even part of its main thing with nice Michael Plug, I might pay something for like that if I had it, you know, just as an investment, you know, because I do think the first I was wondering what the first Darkhold was actually.
Yeah, I didn't realize it went back that far in the lore.
Yeah, that was what it.
So that was number 3.
That was
like the third appearance or whatever.
That was 1972.
Oh wow, yeah, that's way back.
And I probably read that. First appearance of the Darkhold, first appearance of Buck Cohen. Hard to read this. Story continued in Werewolf by Night number 1. So the story continues in Werewolf Night. I guess this was the last issue of Marvel Spotlight.
Right, and then they decided to give him
the last one. You know, they kind of did that like showcase, you know, over at DC Comics or some of the, or like Brave in the Boat, where they would try it out for a little while, and if it was a success and had good numbers, then they would give them their own title. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, as I was saying, Monday, next Monday will be Caroline's. Now, she's going to be busy. It'll be her birthday, because I marked it down on the calendar last year. So
happy early birthday,
Caroline. Happy early birthday, Ice Queen. She really doesn't go by Ice Queen anymore. She said she really didn't want to do an online thing, but wouldn't mind a behind the scenes show, you know, in celebration. But now she's going to be busy with family on her birthday. But she says, what did she tell me? She said, I haven't read it yet, so I don't know. I'm busy with the family on Monday, but I could probably do Sunday evening, if that's okay with you, or pick a day and we'll sort it out. So that'd be cool.
Well, if you want to do something Sunday evening, we can we can do that. And
yeah, pre-birthday, huh?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Because you're not going to have your channel back until what, Monday?
Monday, yeah. And she will be unavailable Monday. Struck off on a Monday. I mean, struck off on a Sunday, the whole 7 days. So should be back up and running next Monday.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're back at square one again, Rex. 7 day suspension. The next one's a 90. Gotta be on your P's and Q's, mister.
No, next one's 2 weeks.
Oh, is the next one 2 weeks? All right.
Yeah, because they told me. Yeah. 2 weeks and then 90 days if you get 3 in a certain time period.
Okay, I got you. I thought it jumped right up to 90. It was like, fuck, that's pretty severe.
No, that's what I was afraid with because I had a couple strikes and then Dillard come on with the music and I thought, oh my gosh,
Oh, I know, yeah.
struck for three months off. That was not cool.
No, that was not good.
That was not, I was really surprised I survived that one. You know,
Thank God the fucking bots weren't paying attention.
but you know what? Maybe because I told him that was a dick move 3 times. You know,
Maybe.
You know, that I scolded him, you know, more than once during that a little bit that they let it slide. But Marvel Spotlight number 24 is the first appearance of Hellstrom, Damian Hellstrom.
Ah, yeah. Remember him?
Well, that's Son of Satan, right?
Yeah, right. Damian Hill. Yeah, he's
No, maybe that's not. Maybe that's number 12. They've got a lot here.
But I mean, what? But when did they always call him
Damian Hellstrom? Yeah, I think so. From the very
well, I mean,
beginning.
that was his name, but I mean,
yeah.
But I think when they first launched the title, it was just called Son of Satan, and then I think when they relaunched it later, they called it Damian Hellstrom.
Well, no, this is still Bronze Age.
Is it? Okay. Well, maybe I got it reversed then. It might have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he did have his own. You're right.
Because he got another, and then he got a reboot. I think in the late '80s, early '90s. He was around for a minute because I've got a really cool. It was like a limited edition cover of a Hellstrom book, and it's actually pretty neat.
No doubt, with some of these Marvel Spotlights, there's you know, you'd be in competition with some people because they've got a bunch of them on there. You know, that was like when I looked up this Brave in the Boat, Shadowhawk. First appearance Silver Age Hawkman issue. There's still a bunch of them, even though that's early 60s. I think that's 1962.
Yeah, not that many people are Hawkman fans, dude.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying that there's a bunch of them up for sale, you know, graded or, you know.
Right,
of course,
and they're still up there because nobody is interested in buying them, which again proves my point. You spent extra money to get it graded and put it on the internet.
No, I didn't. No, I haven't yet, but I will because I mean, look, that's a key issue. Probably get, oh gosh, you know, over $200 for it if I sold it in the raw, hopefully. I mean, you know, if I actually showed it because it, you know, had it pressed, I'd have it pressed. Really, it probably looked about the same unpressed, but if I pressed it, it would definitely, you know, grade higher. I wouldn't get it graded without a pressing because I'll tell you why. Somebody put a cup on it and it's got one of those water rings, but it is so slight. So slight. They might have even done it to it twice. I know once, but it was so slight. I didn't hardly see it. You got to catch the light right, you know. Now I know that would hurt the grade because with CGC especially, probably any grader. But a lot of that might be able to be pressed out and maybe not even noticeable because it's so slight. I almost missed it, you know, looking at it. But yeah, I would definitely get it pressed. But now that for that book, it could increase the value quite a bit by maybe about $600 on the value of it or more.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So I would be crazy not to. I mean
I just know it's a good investment, but again, Rex, how long you know? You got to make sure it's a book.
Hey, for a good payday like that, where you get about $1,000, just like Toot Sweet, and I put books on or I put stuff on, and it's went like bam. I had that on less than 10 minutes. You never know, bro.
I'm not. Again,
You know, one thing
you
is,
just said it yourself. You never know. You might
well,
think it popular, super easy sell. You put that baby up there and it just sits there like a
well,
dead
look,
rotten egg.
you know, it'll be new territory for me. So, you know, here's my here's my early New Year's resolution. I will put up some, I will get some Preston slab. I will put them up on eBay. I'll let you know when I do, and I'll let you know how quickly it's sold. How's that?
That's fine. I got no
And
problem.
when you
And
do
Brett,
key issues like that, I think you can run a
Brett,
better.
you are in a position where you can afford to do that, dude. You don't have nobody
Yeah,
to look out for but yourself right now. You and Abby.
I
Right?
hear you. I got it,
So,
bro.
if
I mean, you know,
that
I'm
was
just
all I
saying.
had to worry about was me and the dog or me and the cat.
I'm
And
really
so,
getting pushback on this, and I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I was just thinking out of the box and thinking, you know what, Shadowhawk's probably got one key issue, like the first appearance of Ghost Rider, and it's up to you. If you were willing to at least sell it in the raw or whatever, you might get a few $100 to do your project with. That's all I
dude,
was thinking.
I am willing to sell all of the comic books I have in the raw. I've been saying this for well over a year now.
Right,
Anybody that
right.
wants anything, just get a hold of me, send me a request, let me know what you're looking for. I will dig it up in my collection, send you photos, make you a fair offer for a raw copy that's been kept and treated like gold since the day it was bought. It was probably read once, maybe twice if it was really, really good, very carefully. Then it was bagged and boarded and placed into a box, and it has been carefully tendered and cared for ever since.
Wonder why this is in black and white. Oh, Comic Reader. Oh, wow. I didn't know this. Comic Reader number 137 from 1976 had the first Spider Woman before Marvel Spotlight 32 cover. Was that on
Oh,
the
really?
okay? The front. It wasn't the front cover. Was it the back? It wasn't the back cover. It's just showing you inside the cover. Interesting. I didn't know that. $249.95. Wow.
Holy shit. Was
You
that
know
the one
what?
where she didn't have the hair showing? She still had the
Right.
full helmet?
Yes. Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And even in Marvel 2-in-1, she's in a couple issues like that too, without the hair.
Yeah, without
Not
the
till
hair.
number 1 came out. Yeah, I bet
Yeah,
you
I
could
liked it
find
a
one of
lot
these
better
comic
when she had
readers
the
for
hair.
a lot less. Which I would like to have this one. This one's got the old Golden Age timely heroes on it.
Oh, cool.
The Thin Man, the Wizard. I don't even know all these guys' name with Howard the Duck on the cover. You know, a lot of people probably he's asking a big price because it shows Marvel Spotlight 32, the cover, and kind of treating it as a, you know, but I need to do a search for that right now. Let's see, Comic Reader, and see what I can pick this, what he wants $250 for. Let's see if I can pick up.
Instant search real good on Google when you some
No,
reason.
no, no, on eBay. I've been doing eBay for
Whatever.
about 20
eBay,
years.
Google. It doesn't matter. It's still searching. It's all the same.
No, oh no, that's like saying
Yeah.
that's like saying my
A
computer
lot.
I'm on now and my 95 compact are the same. But they're both computers, right? No, that is not correct.
It's just
Oh,
not.
see,
That
people
doesn't
don't know
even.
about
That's
that.
not
See,
even what you're comparing apples and fucking oranges. What are you talking
here is one, see, in good condition for $6.98. Here's one for $12. Here's for $19.95. See, you can ask anything you want. Here's a, you know, all I'm saying is about the grading, and I've said it before. Chuck Rosansky, I think he knows a few things about comics. You know, Mile High Comics. He's probably got more comics than anybody. Been
Yeah, right.
into it.
I also you do understand that you can if you search eBay for recently sold items that are the same as the ones that
Yes.
you're looking for, that you
Mm-hmm.
can find what current prices are.
Kind of a good track record of what things are actually trending at. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like you said, people can ask any fucking thing they want. I mean,
Elsie should have done that with his first Werewolf by Night number 32 with the first appearance of Moon Knight, because that was a $600 book all day long, and he didn't confer with me, and he sold it for $75 on eBay.
Oh,
and it was like $600 book. So
and
you
wasn't
really
that right
need
after
to know
the Werewolf by Night show came out too? Like not too long after that, or like right before it, or something.
Yeah, that's why it was. I mean, like there was a buzz about it then. I was like, why didn't you ask me? I didn't even know you had that in your collection.
That's what I'm saying. But somebody saw fucking Elsie and jacked him on that one, dude. They were like, "Oh, this guy don't know what
they gave him what he wanted.
I know,
and
they probably were going, "Yeah, he has no clue what he's got."
Oh, here's latest comics number 1. I've not seen it. Latest comics number 1, Golden Age 1945. $196. Sort of one of those comical, alley-oop looking artwork. Latest comics.
I've never heard of that one, I don't think.
I hadn't either. I like finding those, but a little bit more reasonable price than that.
What's always cool to find a new comic book label that you never knew existed too,
Well, here's a gem number 1 in poor condition. They're ungraded. They say 0.5. I'd want to know if it's, but if it's in poor, $200.
Yeah, but how old is that thing? In the 40s?
Yeah, 1945. And there's other copies of that particular one. I've already found 3. That's the third one I've found of that one. And I've never even heard of it. Sometimes you just got to know what to search.
What did the other one say as far as condition goes?
Twinkle Comics. 7.0. 5th highest graded.
I don't think I've ever heard
Comics from 1945. Interesting. Twinkle Comics. Spotlight. That's why it's, I guess, Spotlight Comics, maybe. Something. Might have been a one and done.
Huh. Don't know.
Never seen that one. $185. See, I'd much. And 7.0 is nice. I mean, for the 5th highest graded of that one. I mean, that's got to be a rare book, For less than a couple $100. Yeah, So again, supply and demand. But I mean, if you're a collector, you're like, yeah, that might be a good pickup. Because how many Twinkle Comics number 1 are out there and in that high shape? Eventually, the market will catch up with it. Eventually. Now, as we get older, then we don't want to wait a long time, right?
Oh, yeah.
But let's face it, we've been investing in some comics like I was talking about with, Heroes for Hunger that John had invested in like 82 or 81. He bought 4 or 5 copies of that. You could still get them in like $2 bin, It's worth a couple bucks, maybe.
Yeah, they printed like a ridiculous amount of those.
Or the Marvel and Teen Titans. Yeah, that's the thing about it. They made a ridiculous amount of them. That's why I think the first appearance of Harley Quinn is way undervalued. It was kind of for the kids market.
That's why a lot of those books from 30, 35 years ago, their prices haven't gone up yet because there are so many high grade copies still.
But I will say this: comics are a lot better investment than
Treasury bonds.
No, of baseball cards or football cards or any of those cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah, baseball cards.
I found another latest comics number 1, Super D, first appearance and probably the only appearance of Super D. He's probably public domain. He looks like a bee or an ant or something. He's just got a D on his chest. He's got like antennas there and like buck teeth like Bugs Bunny. in the front. Super D.
I don't know. Wasn't there some weird? What was that guy that was with Iron Man for a little while? He had a D on his chest, I think.
Oh, you mean Captain America? That was like the Demolitioner or something like that.
Yeah, he was like some kind of weird wrestler or something.
Oh,
I
here's a
don't know.
Star Trek Alien Spotlight with the Gorn. That photo cover of the Gorn in the rubber suit. 2000 came out in 2007. 7.5, they want 165. Now that's when I do a search. I want that book because it's got a Gorn on it. You just do a search for it. You know what the search is for. You probably get it for a lot less than $165. Cinescope's Grim Spotlight, Cinderella versus Zombies, #1. Showcase variant. Cinderella versus Zombies. Samurai Squirrel? Spotlight Comics, Samurai Squirrel.
I never heard of that one.
Never heard of. What year did that come out? 1986. Part of the Black and White Glut. It's got a color cover.
Yeah, probably.
Samurai Squirrel, Master of the Sword. There were so many Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle wannabe books that came out in the, I don't think I've ever seen that one, though. How much they want for that thing?
I don't think I've ever seen that one either.
$160 for 9.6 CGC graded. But it's a near perfect brand new copy for, and low print.
That was like Don Chin's Radioactive Black Belt.
Exactly. And Don Chin probably came out with more than that, a larger print run of that, because that kind of took off and was somewhat successful,
No, yeah, dude, I missed the show last night too. I had to do a rewatch while I was stuck under a machine today. Well, a listen really, but yeah, Don Chin, his original writer Steve.
Yeah, he had a show, didn't he?
I keep forgetting his last name. And Bill Miles are all getting back together to do a big new Zen book.
Oh yeah. I mentioned that the other day that they were going to have that show coming up today.
Yeah, it was last night. So
last night.
If you didn't get to watch it, go back and rewatch on, I believe, Don Chin's show. I don't know if we have anyone in the chat or not, right? Carrie was here a little bit ago.
Oh, Carrie doesn't leave. Carrie
she's a
lurker.
She's a lurker.
I always count on Carrie.
Oh, I love her. She lurks.
I will check YouTube and see how many people we do have viewing. One watching. So there. And it's not me.
Well, it ain't me. I'm hosting. I mean, I guess technically I'm watching.
And I just went to the homepage, and it says your content was, they got to send me another reminder. Your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. Your channel now has one strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. A second strike will prevent you from publishing content for 2 weeks.
You've been warned, mister.
Maybe I'll review the content, which I thought I had already done, and they won't ever send that to me again.
Rebellious old fart you.
Yeah. It tells me when it expires here. That's cool. It expires February 24th.
Which is Monday?
I don't have my new calendar right here handy. I got 2022 and 2023 here, but I don't have my newest calendar. It's buried here somewhere. I don't know what day that would be on. Apex.
Just teasing me. It's
February
somewhere in there.
24th. I guess I need to write that down. My strike goes off February. So that kind of tells you how long the
February.
strike. Yeah, February next year, 24th, the strike will go off. So,
Dude, you got stuck for 90 days then. Oh, you mean that's when it'll roll off?
that's when it'll
Yeah.
roll off. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
you'll be back to 0 again. Jesus, you scared the
Yeah,
shit out of me, dude.
Didn't mean to,
I'm
you're
like, what?
projecting.
You're fucking. No, I can't do this every day until next February. I'm sorry.
No,
Greg.
no. You know what I would do? I would get an alt account and just start another channel.
Yeah, just talk to
He
Risey.
says,
He'll
"Yep,
teach you
I'm
how.
sorry, I'm here."
Wait,
And the
is
joke
that
is, yeah, we're sorry you're here too, but
is
I'm
that
really
you're
not.
sorry you're here, Carrie, or is
No,
that yep?
I can
I'm
always
sorry,
depend on
I am
Carrie
here.
unless she slips off into the abyss of sleep, which I would understand because it's 10 o'clock when we get started over there for her,
At least one comma in there would have been nice. Would have helped me understand it better.
Yeah. Well, that shows you the one that Spotlight Comics, #1. The reason I'm interested in it is it has a scene, Vic's drawing, and I look, man, I woke up late. I'll have to apologize to him. I just totally blew off our meeting today. I woke up like maybe 20, 25 minutes late into it or something, and I was tired. I've been up. I know. He knows what to work on.
I gotta start riding you like a fucking mule.
No. And I actually
texting you and calling you every fucking 10 minutes, Rex. Take care of it yet? Take care of it yet?
He did send me a link. I did not. I'll send you a link at 3 p.m. your time. Well, I could have done that, huh? Oh, I did send him let's see, Tuesday. What is that? No, that's an old link. Had to move it to Monday. Well, see, he moved it from our meeting from Sunday to Monday, which was today. Monday's not always good for me. I didn't know he was going to send it at 3 p.m. I still didn't want to get up. But,
you told me it was supposed to be 2, I thought.
It was. But see, he was saying I'll send you a link at 3. So.
All right. Well, that ain't your bad then.
It shifts, so.
Well, yeah. Done everything.
Maybe he's sitting there at the board waiting on me to come in and he's actually getting something done drawing. I don't know. One can only hope.
We've been going for
Help me, Big King. You're my only hope. No.
If you want to go hang out with Vic, I mean, it's all good.
What, tonight? You must be crazy.
I'm just saying. I mean, we've got our 2 hours under our belt, so I mean, if you want to go check out Vic's stream and crack the whip on him,
No, I don't even know if he has a Vic stream.
I know. I'm just
like, yeah. What's for dinner tonight, Shadowhawk?
I don't know, man. I gotta throw something together. I don't know what yet. I think we're just gonna figure out some kind of leftover concoction.
Shots for everybody.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking tired. You have no idea.
That's when the pot pies come in handy.
Dude, I spent all day on a cold concrete floor under a giant fucking piece of machinery that could have fallen apart and fell on my head at any given moment.
That's not good.
I have an hydraulic fluid dripped into my mouth, my nose, my eyes, my fucking hair. Yeah, it was a really fun day today. And guess what? As soon as I go back tomorrow, I'm gonna be right back underneath that fucking big, fucking nasty fucking thing. God, I hate my life right now.
I hate it for you. That concrete's probably pretty cold during the wintertime, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we lay some cardboard down and some fucking.
Yeah. And you probably got like overalls on, don't you, or a jumpsuit?
No, dude. I haven't dug them out yet. Fucking the weather went from like 60 to 20 here overnight. I knew it was
Whoa.
coming. I kept telling the wife, I gotta get my coveralls, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll bring them upstairs for you. I found them. You know, I'm gonna throw them in the
Ain't
dryer
got
and fluff
near
them out."
code.
And they just never made it upstairs from the basement yet. I
I
walked out this morning, and I was like, "Fuck."
I did ask my mother what I mean, not my mother. I asked my sister what my father's name was. He was a drug dealer out in California. I
Uh-huh.
mean, my mother, it's a wonder I don't have a propensity for the drugs she was doing because she was doing like heroin, cocaine, stuff like that when she was out there when I was in the womb. So maybe that's why I'm so screwed up. Anyway, his last name was Logston. Logston. Logston.
It doesn't sound Central American fucking cartel.
I don't think he was.
Oh well, you said he was a drug dealer.
Yeah. Well, and who knows how big that was, I mean,
Well, you being from the South, I just can't.
you can sell a little weed on the side and be considered
You
a
are
drug dealer,
awful pale, though.
Oh, I'm translucent, and so is my sister. Yeah. The only thing that tans on us are our freckles.
Oh, there you go. Then you can play.
But I love my sister. I told her, it's great to know that you're out there and great to have somebody to talk to. She's single right now, so
good. I mean, there's times
retired.
It'd be nice to talk to my brother and bullshit with him, but
the thing of it is, Shadowhawk, she knew about me. She's known about me that I was out there for 30 years and just didn't know where I was. And so did my younger sister, who's passed away. She knew about me.
Opposite of my brother, he knows exactly where I am, and he still hasn't talked to me since my mom died.
Well, in my brother's defense, he did try and call me. It's just my crappy phone that needs to be updated. He tried to call me on my birthday. He tried to call me on Thanksgiving. And I appreciate that he just doesn't show up at the doorstep. I don't like that out of anybody. I like, because I like my privacy. And plus it drives, drives Abby crazy.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Anyway, I guess we're going to get out of here whenever he wants to get out because I can't close it down.
Well, it's up to you, dude. I mean, we've got our 2 hours in it, so.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy talking to you. What's not to love? Your audio has been awesome.
I think we.
I mean, you had a little glitch there eventually. It
was about an hour in, dude. It's like at that 45 minutes to an hour mark. I think, like you said, maybe my phone heats up or something.
It probably is that. Yeah, probably has to do with it heating up. We can send a person to the moon. Yeah, right. But we can't get good cell phone service.
Can't keep a cell phone from overheating. What the fuck?
And I can't see that a lot has changed since the first cell phones came out, Shadowhawk.
Well, dude, yeah, a lot has changed.
Okay, well, maybe some. But I know. I do know I need to find my other calendar because already scheduling stuff, man, it's going to be tough. In fact, it's going to be tough. Here in the stream, I'll tell you about it. Remember to
keep on collecting.
Frog G and his family. He lost his mother-in-law.
Hello, Carrie. I hope everything went well the other night. You never gave me an update on how your what did she call that? When mentoring, pastoring? What was it called?
Menstruation.
No.
No.
She was going out and doing
like a prayer minister. Yeah.
Prayer ministry. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Like
anyway, hope everything went well.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Yep.
Let's end this thing. I gotta find some dinner for these kids anyway, and
Right.
I'm tired.
I know you.
All
Prayer
right.
pastoring went good, she said.
Awesome.
Thank you, Carrie. You're awesome. Thanks for
Hey,
sticking.
Carrie. Oi, oi. We love you.
Hope we
Thanks for
bring a
always
little
being
joy
here.
to you, a little smile to your face. Don't make you spew too much.
Hello. Keep on
Hello.
collecting. Ah,
Absolutely.
I got you right.
I'm glad somebody does.